Good morning, everyone. It's Robert from On My Turntable. Hope you're having a great morning this morning. It is Thursday morning, as always, a coffee kind of morning. Beautiful Thursday, nice and sunny out there. I had an inspiration to do this video. I had all plans on doing and continuing on with my live albums, which I plan on doing still. I've got them all laid out here. I just haven't shown you yet. I'll probably do that tomorrow. But I was watching a great video by the amazing Jeff Witcher, who had a guest host with them in Matt Phillips, fellow Canadian from New Brunswick, Canada, East Coast. And they were ranking songs off of this amazing album, LA Woman, The Doors. And Matt should have his own channel. I was chatting with him a little bit last night. He doesn't have his channel. He appears on a lot of other channels, but he's super knowledgeable guy. Great guy. So I didn't want to copy their video. What they were doing is ranking the songs off of this album, and it was surprising how close they were with each other. The bottom five, they were kind of one off. But the top five, they chose the exact same songs, which was pretty amazing. And I had a great time. It was a great video, and I'm going to put the link below to that video. But I didn't want to copy that. It's not really cool to copy unless it's a thread. But I was thinking about this. This was their 6th studio album. Unfortunately, their last with Jim Morrison. So I wonder how many other bands put out great 6th albums, and a ton. Actually, one of my favorite albums ever was the 6th studio album by a band. So I said, why don't I show some great 6th album releases by some amazing bands and talk about those. So that's what I'm going to do today. So let's start off with obviously this one. And again, check out the link below to Jeff's video with Matt, and it's really good stuff. So again, the 6th studio album by The Doors, in LA Woman, so gritty, so bluesy. Jim Morrison's vocals have never sounded better. Unfortunately, it would be the last to feature Jim Morrison on this album, or on any other Doors album. But fantastic album. And Jeff and Matt were both showing different versions of the albums that they had. Some videos, some cassettes. It was just really good stuff. I just have this one single copy. This one's been digitally remastered from the original master tapes. And you got The Changeling, you got Lover Madly, Been Down So Long, Car Sits By My Window, LA Woman, L'America, Hyacinth House, Crawling King Snake, The Wasp, Texas Radio and the Big Beat, and Riders on the Storm. Just fantastic stuff. But great 6th release from an amazing band, The Doors. One of their best. I mean, every album that they put out was great. It's hard to compete with the first album, but this one just kills it. Just kills it for sure. So next, from this amazing box set of ZZ Top, I thought I had the vinyl release of this one, but I didn't. But you've got Diguelo, their 6th studio album, released in 1979. Platinum selling album by the band, by this Texas trio. Thank You and Cheap Sunglasses are just a couple of the great tracks off of this one. And a couple of covers on this one, but the covers are so good. You got I Thank You by Isaac Hayes, and Dust My Broom by Elmore James. Later, Robert Johnson track as well. We got I Thank You, She Loves Me, Automobile, She Loves My Automobile, I'm Bad, I'm Nationwide, which is a cool track. Fool for Your Stockings, Manic Mechanic, Dust My Broom, Low Down in the Street, Hi-Fi Mama, Cheap Sunglasses, the big hit for these guys, and Esther, Be the One. Just wonderful, wonderful sixth album by the great band ZZ Top. You know, Dusty Hill unfortunately passed away a few months ago, putting a big blow to this wonderful Texas trio. But this is a great box set. It's got their 10 studio albums on here, the first 10 studio albums. Really a big favorite of mine for sure. But a great sixth album. This one may not be as popular as some of the other albums that they have in their collection. But this is Metal by Pink Floyd. A great sixth album release, 1971 release. Voted 255 in the best 1,000 albums of all time. Kind of a hidden gem for Pink Floyd. Doesn't have any radio-friendly hits on it. And it's a little stranger than some of the others. Definitely a great progressive rock album in metal, but some say one of their best. You know, you got Echoes taking up all of side 2 here, and just a remarkable album. Really led by David Gilmour. This it's 180 gram version of this one. Beautiful black vinyl. And you've got One of These Days, Pillow of Winds, Fearless, and Seamus. And of course, Echoes taking up side 2. A fantastic sixth release by one of my favorite bands, Pink Floyd. Cool album. Another great band, great 60s blues rock band, and one of their most commercially successful albums. This is 10 Years After in a Space and Time. This is on the Columbia label. 1971 release, one of the most commercially successful albums. I'd Love to Change the World. It's a big hit off of this one. But again, great British blues rock. Alvin Lee was one of the best blues guitarists out there. Rock guitar blues. Just, he was all over the fretboard on his guitar when he played. He got One of These Days, Here They Come, I'd Love to Change the World, Over the Hill, Baby Won't Let Me Rock and Roll You. If There Was a Time, Let the Sky Fall, Hard Monkeys, I've Been There Too, and Uncle Jam. A little more acoustic than their previous albums, but there's still some great rockers on here. And love it. Love this album. Love 10 Years After. Rock and Roll Music to the World is my favorite album by these guys, but this was a great one as well. You've got Physical Graffiti by Led Zeppelin. I've got 2 copies. I've got a vinyl version here and the remastered CD version. This is the 40th anniversary edition of the classic album. 1975 release, their 6th studio album. Great hard rock, progressive rock, acoustic rock, 16 times platinum. Great songs, Custard Pie, The Rover, In My Time of Dying, House of the Holy, Trampled Underfoot, Kashmir, In the Light, Bon Uriah, Down by the Seaside, 10 Years Gone, Night Flight, The Wanton Song, Boogie with Stu, Black Country Woman, and Sick Again. Just a great fine album by these guys. And I love the cover. It's on the Swan Song label. And yeah, the vinyl's in fantastic shape as well. This is happens to be a Canadian pressing of it also. But yeah, Really, really good stuff. A great sixth studio album by the great Led Zeppelin. How about Sabotage by Black Sabbath? So I've got this version, and I also have the super deluxe version of the album. This is a wonderful, wonderful package. You not only have the original LP, this is the 2021 remastered version of it, of the 1975 release, again, their sixth studio album. You got Hole in the Sky, Don't Start Too Late, Symptom of the Universe, Megalomania, Thrill of It All, Superstars, I'm Going Insane, Radio, and The Writ. And then on this one here, you got the second LP, which is the live 1975 concert, Superstars, Killing Yourself to Live, Hole in the Sky, Snowblind, Symptom of the Universe, and War Pigs. And then LP3, North American Tour, 1975, Megalomania, Sabracadabra. Side 6, there's a jam 1, including guitar solo, and jam 2, including a drum solo. Then you got Supernaut. And then LP4 is the North American Tour of Iron Man. There's a guitar solo, including excerpts of Orchid, Rock and Roll Doctor, Black Sabbath, Spiral Architect, Embryo, Children of the Grave, and Paranoid. There's also a 7-inch single on this one, Am I Going Insane, and Hole in the Sky. Just a fantastic, fantastic box set of this great sixth studio album by the great Black Sabbath. And the remastered CD sounds amazing. It's such a great album. It really, really is. And the covers, everyone comments on the cover. The cover's not the greatest. You know, the red leotards there. That's kind of a put down. But anyway, yeah, this is a fantastic. I'm so happy to have this. I'm not going to go into it because I don't want to take up too much time. But this is a great, great box set. And again, a great remastered version of the great sixth studio album by Black Sabbath. Another great sixth album by one of my favorite bands. This is Blue Oyster Cult and Mirrors. This is a re-release, Columbia label. Sixth album by Blue Oyster Cult, released in 1979. They moved a little bit away from a harder edge sound to more of a radio-friendly sound on this one. Still some great tracks on this one, though. And there's some rockers, there's some great ballads. Just a fantastic album all around. There's the boys there. Kind of a cheesy back cover. Yeah, Dr. Music, The Great Sun Jester, in the, which is a beautiful ballad. You got the title track, Mirrors, Moon Crazy, Vigil, I'm the Storm, You're Not the One I Was Looking For, Lonely Teardrops, and yeah, great album. Still going strong. They put out a new release not too long ago. The Symbol Remains. These guys are still rocking it out. And fantastic stuff in Blue Oyster Cult. Sixth studio album, 1979 release. What would it be if I didn't show the Beatles, normally sitting behind me here on the couch. This is Rubber Soul, one of my favorites. All their albums are my favorites, obviously on the Parlophone label. Sixth album, 1965 release. This is the remastered version of it on 180 gram vinyl. You know, what can you say about this album? They're becoming more mature, bringing in some psychedelia. You got Norwegian Wood, Drive My Car, You Won't See Me, Nowhere Man, Think of Yourself, The Word, Michelle, What's Going On, Girl, I'm Looking Through You, In My Life, Wait, If I Needed Someone, and Run for Your Life. Fantastic, fantastic album by one of the best band ever, in my opinion, in the Beatles. But a great sixth studio album that I had to show. So it's going to go back up on my wall after the video here. But next, another great British blues rock, hard rock, heavy rock band, kind of the grandfathers of hard rock, along with Deep Purple. This is Uriah Heep and Sweet Freedom. It's on the Warner Brothers label. These guys were formed back in 1969. This is 1973's Sweet Freedom, the sixth studio album by the band. Big hit Stealin' off of this one. You got Dreamer, another great hit. Sweet Freedom, title track. Number 33 on the Billboard's 200 charts. And you got a great combination of heavy rock and with some prog elements to it as well. Awesome dual guitar solos as well. Killer solos by Mick Box, and of course the fantastic vocals by David Byron, who almost rivals Ian Gillan in vocals. Maybe not the higher notes, but just that rock and roll, heavy rock style of the 70s and David Byron. But great album. Great sixth studio album by this great band, Uriah Heep. Speaking of great rock and roll, straight ahead. Phoenix, Grand Funk. This is the sixth studio album released in 1972. They're first produced by themselves. Terry Brown did not produce this album. Rock and roll sound is the big hit off of this one. The album itself hit number 29 in the Billboard's Top 100 in 1972. Craig Frost, the eventual keyboardist, was just a guest keyboardist on this one. Their next album would be their biggest hit, We're an American Band. He became a full-fledged member after that. Just funky, bluesy rock with great riffs. The deeper tracks on this one are so good. They're hitting their stride on this one. You can tell they're hitting their stride. They're becoming more mature, more together. And again, when they put together We're an American Band, that just cemented them as a true rock and roll band. Great vocals by Mark Farner, one of the, again, an amazing vocalist, an amazing guitarist as well. But you know, I just got to know, so you won't have to die. Freedom is for children. Got to find me a better day. Rock and roll soul, just to name a few. Fantastic, fantastic album by a great band, Grand Funk. And finally, I'm not even going to read my notes on this one. Well, I should, because I don't know the exact date. My favorite album ever from my favorite band ever, other than the Beatles. The Beatles are in their own class above themselves, but this is Machine Head, Deep Purple. This is my first album ever, still my favorite album. I know it inside and out, every second on it. 1972 release, recorded in 71 in Montreux, Switzerland. What can you say about this one? Smoke on the Water itself, the song, inspired by a true story where some idiot with a flare gun went into the casino where Frank Zappa was playing. Deep Purple was on the headliner as well, and brought a flare gun into the casino and burned it to the ground. And they had to Funky Claude, the Claude was one of their managers at the time. Had to go out and save people. They were digging people out. Just as the lyrics say, it was just remarkable stuff. And they had to use the Rolling Stones mobile unit to record the rest of the album. Fantastic stuff. The deeper tracks on this one are some of the best. But you got the great Highway Star, Maybe I'm a Leo, Pictures of Home, and Never Before. Side one on this one is even though I love Smoke in the Water, I love Space Truckin', I love Lazy. Side two, those three deep tracks, Maybe I'm a Leo, Pictures of a Home, and Never Before, not only highlight the great drumming of Ian Pace, but the great vocals and the great guitar by Ritchie Blackmore. Of course, Highway Star, big hit on classic radio. And then again, you've got the bluesy, Lazy, right in the middle of Smoke in the Water and the heavy Space Truckin'. Just a great album. And again, one of my favorites ever. 1972 released, the 6th studio album by the great Deep Purple. So there you have it, guys. There's some great 6th studio albums by some great bands. I could have shown more, but I didn't want this video to go too long. And check out Jeff Witcher's video down below. And it was so good. I really enjoyed, and Matt Phillips did an amazing job. He knows this stuff for sure. He should have his own channel. So I'll be putting the link below to that one. Thank you to all. Love you all. Please hit the like and subscribe button below. Have yourself a wonderful day and take care. Bye now.